July, generally speaking, is not a bad month. It's not a fuddish month. In fact, it's a pretty good month based on history. So obviously, we just closed out June in red. And, to put things in context again, I've said this before. In 2023, from September 2023 all the way to March, we had seven consecutive green months, which has never, ever, ever happened in Bitcoin's history before. Again, think about it. 7 consecutive green months. April, yes, we had a down month, but then we had a pretty good month in May too. June, we came down a little bit, but still held 60,000. And now we're starting out in July, and you can see, generally speaking, July is a very, very, very good month, right? And considering we just had a red June, well, we could continue that trend, right? We could definitely continue that trend. What if we had another 6 or 7 consecutive months of green from here on out? That's also a possibility. Just because something has never happened before doesn't mean it can't happen, just like what happened between September and March of last year to this year. But generally speaking, July is a pretty good month. So that's pretty awesome. And here in a chart form, you could see whenever you form a bottom in June, in July, generally see like a 50, 85, 40, 140, 43, 28% gain. So can we see something like that this month? Yes, of course. Of course we can, right? And there are so many things that support this besides just being July. I mean, you still have a whole bunch of believers out there that are still buying. Metaplanet, which is like following MicroStrategy's footsteps out of Japan. They're buying a lot less than MicroStrategy, but still, nevertheless, they keep adding and adding. They bought another 200 million Bitcoin, Japanese yen worth of Bitcoin. So that's about 20 Bitcoin. Obviously, when Michael Saylor does it, he buys like thousands of Bitcoins at a time, right? Or tens of thousands of Bitcoin at a time. So a much smaller scale, but you have a lot of people that are truly believing, and they just keep on continuing DCA, 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 and DCA, and that's what you're supposed to do. You buy low and you sell high. Even El Salvador, who only purchases 1 Bitcoin per day, and yes, I'm saying only, relatively speaking, small for a country, but even they have $400 million of the Bitcoin now, just by buying 1 Bitcoin per day. DCA over a long haul is the best strategy, right? If you want to comment on anything I've said in this video, make sure you head over to the Roundtable. The Roundtable is a new social media platform created for conversations. And best of all, it's spam-free, bot-free, unlike here on YouTube. And you could have conversations with me and others like Altcoin Daily, Scott Melker, Mauro Nafal, and many others are joining daily. And you also get rewarded in tokens for doing so. So check out the new Roundtable. Click the link in the description below. And Sony may be getting in the game. I have no idea, but they purchased an exchange called Whalefin back in 2023. And I guess they'd done nothing with it. And now they're going to turn it back up. Because even Sony recognizes that Bitcoin and crypto is here to stay, right? So that's pretty good. Maybe they'll integrate something in PS6, which I'm hearing is coming out already. I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but I saw something about PS6 is coming out. And that's going to piss off a whole bunch of people if they do that. Anyways, okay, so got some good news, some bad news, but what's some really, really, really good news? What's something absolutely fantastic? Fear and Greed Index. I have not looked at this for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. And right now it's sitting at 53, okay, which is neutral. It's fine. Yesterday was 47, last week was 51, but you see last month 72. But you guys may have missed that we hit 30 on the Fear Index a couple times. June 25th and also June 29th, which just a few days ago. Just a few days ago. Okay, if you zoom out, what was the last time the fear index hit 30. And you have to go all the way back. We had a lot of scary moments, but you have to go all the way back to September of 2023. Think about it. Bitcoin being at 60,000 to be that fearful versus Bitcoin back in September 2023. Well, what was Bitcoin's price back then? Well, yeah, it was in the 20s, guys. It was in the 20s. Bitcoin was approximately like 24, 25,000. So take a second to think about it. The last time the fear index hit 30 was when Bitcoin dropped down to about 25,000. And we're somehow getting the same kind of fear right now at 60,000. Tell me how that makes sense. And that was less than a year ago. But here's the good news. Last time we had that much fear in the market, guess what happened? Bitcoin flipped around and went up 200%. But again, it kind of shocks me. That's why, a lot of people get like really fuddish and the comments turn so bad, when we just stay at a level and does not go up. I mean, like, again, to put things in context, last time the fear index was this low was when Bitcoin was at 25,000. And we're more than double of that, yet the fear index triggered again that low. It shouldn't even be the case. There should be no one out there that is this bearish. But that's okay. That's okay. The people that do not believe, the people that are too fearful and they sell out and panic sell, well, that means there are just more Bitcoin for the rest of us, right? But this is what I'm saying. Last time this happened, Bitcoin bounced 200%. Are we going to see the same thing here and bounce? Maybe not 200%, but maybe so, right? Maybe this could be the start. Now that we're in July, a much better month. And there are a lot of charts that show that, hey, that could be the case. That could be the case. Just like, remember that September timeframe I just talked about. Prior to that bounce, Bitcoin did the same thing. It couldn't break through 30,000. I remember that time. Most of you guys were around, right? But again, time seems to fly, right? It seemed like it was so long ago. But no, Bitcoin was still below 30,000 even late 2023. And we couldn't break through. And several times we did. And what happened? We fell back down to this base level of 25,000. And that was when the fear index hit 30, guys. But then, what happened? We formed that base and we kept going. And we didn't stop until we hit 70-something thousand, right? And right now, it seems like that's the case too. We did break through 69,000 several times. We've broken through that record from 2021 several times. It seems like we can't break through, and many people are getting discouraged. But just know that when we do, we're not going to look back. We're just going to shatter through and head to 80, 90, 100,000 plus. It always happens, right? You just have to remember and zoom out a little bit. Or you need to tune in every day and have me tell you, right? But basically, we have seen periods like this before.